which is a newsletter about what's going on inside the podcasting industry that I get in my inbox every single day. You can sign up for the pod news as well, so you get this industry update. I do not write the pod news. I just read the pod news. It is part of my morning routine. And so I film myself reading it, and I also am hoping to inform other podcasters about what's going on inside the podcasting industry so that they can make good choices with their podcasting. Ava, guys, just fell asleep like just a second ago. She's not here today. I know that she is the reason you guys really like watching these. It's just me reading the pod news. So I'm going to dive right in. Thank you guys for joining live, and let's see what's going on. I do not pre-read these, so all of this is like my reaction and analysis. Okay, new features for the Roadcaster Pro, which is equipment for recording your podcast. It says the popular audio mixer, Roadcaster Pro, has new beta firmware allowing more functionality for the sound pads, like switching cameras. That's awesome. An MIDI function and an ASIO driver. Grab it here. The company warns you not to use it for critical projects quite yet, because I guess it is. It is a beta firmware, they say here. So got it. I really love the idea of being able to like have a switcher to switch between different cameras to play different music. Some people have asked that I do that for these pod newses. So maybe at some point, guys, I will do that. I'll upgrade. Patreon has raised $155 million in a new funding round. The funding values the company at $4 billion. Speaking of $4 billion, Kim Kardashian now joining the $1 billion club. Facebook is testing Hotline, a Clubhouse-like service. Meanwhile, it's emerged that Twitter thought about buying Clubhouse for $4 billion. And then they came up with Twitter Spaces. Is anybody using Twitter Spaces? Are people still using Clubhouse? Do people enjoy Clubhouse? I have not been on nearly as much as I was at the beginning. I found like it just was a little bit taxing for me. So anyway, we're going to see how this goes with the whole Clubhouse live audio thing. What else do we see here in reading the pod news? The student podcast contest from the New York Times is open for entries from today. Students, if you are a podcaster, and I actually had some interns a couple of months ago. So any of these people, if you guys still watch these updates, this is a really awesome, I think, opportunity for you. I'm actually going to tag some of you afterwards because I know that some of you guys are working on your own podcasting projects, and that is very excited. So the student podcast contest from the New York Times is open for entries today. You have until May 18th. So anyway, and if you guys know of any students who are doing this podcast thing, let them know. Oh, Christoph is saying he fell off the house for a bit. Yeah, me too. It's one of those things. I wasn't on it for a week or so because my phone broke. And then I was like, oh, so much nicer to get some time back. So I know a lot of us were worried, like, will Clubhouse replace podcasting? I just do not think so because it's a lot. Like you have to be on all the time when you're in Clubhouse. Spotify has quietly deleted more shows from the Joe Rogan Experience. I wonder why. I imagine these might be shows that are they trying to like hide offensive shows? Because I know that he's had issues with that. I do not know, guys. Again, this is like my first time reading it. So I'm going to 42 new shows Deleted. Spotify, it's like people going back and deleting Twitter post, I think. Spotify is continuing to remove episodes of the Joe Rogan Experience as part of their 100 million exclusive relationship with more Nick's shows discovered this week. Just last week, Digital Music News first reported that 40 different Joe Rogan Experience podcasts were found missing from Spotify, now the exclusive platform for the show. Now that number has quickly grown to 42 shows, with potentially more shows quietly getting removed from the catalog. But I imagine if you've already downloaded these shows, you have them. Like, they're your shows. So interesting. Among the newly missing, an episode was number 411 with Bulletproof Coffee founder Dave Asprey, a frequent guest on the Joe Rogan Experience. Strangely, Spotify has deleted 3 total episodes with Asprey for reasons that aren't clear. One explanation for the removals is Asprey frequently backs controversial anti-aging and scientific theories, including claims that Bulletproof Coffee is extremely healthy while other coffee brands are not. Asprey has designed Bulletproof diet frequently. Asprey is not, this is like a biohacker, somebody who's willing to try anything to live for as long as he can. Like, I don't know, I've worked with Asprey before and booked him on other podcasts. And so he's very like captivating, interesting, like a self-educated guy. But he is a marketer. So that is his background, marketing. So interesting that they've deleted a bunch of his episodes. They've also deleted episodes featuring Little Esther, Al Madrigal, Josh McDermott, Brendan Walsh, Felicia Michaels, and Brian Redband. If you know of any of these shows and like have any like hunches as to why these shows were removed, let me know, because it says here that it's not clear why they're removed. I'm just kind of wondering. I have, I guess, my hunches, but I just don't really know. So I'm not going to say anything else. Back to the pod news. All right. Spotify has also announced a set of new original shows for the Indian market. The Indian podcast market, the listeners in India, that's like a huge, like, amount of people who are listening to podcasts. I think that they're the largest population in the world. I think sometimes, like being in the United States, we think it's us. No, it's not. So I think that is that's interesting. I'm going to read more about that. A service called the Podcasting Playbook has launched a dashboard for your podcasting workflow. I'll look at that. I already have a workflow for my podcasting stuff, but I always love seeing what other people are doing, because if there's a way to fine tune it, I want to know. Christoph is asking some questions. Al Madrigal is awesome and hilarious. Do people count his catalog? Who has time for that? I have no idea. What do you guys think? I don't have time for that. Headliner, which is an audiogram creating app, suggests advertising your podcast and newsletters. Okay, this is true. You should see if you can advertise your podcast in other newsletters, buy ad space in other newsletters. Newsletters are a really powerful marketing tool. They usually have a high engagement rate. So, I guess I would say, yes, engagement rate. Open rates aren't always super high. Like if you have a 20% open rate, that's huge. But it's like if you have a 3% conversion rate, like that's normal. But it also is, it's a good, like people convert. So it covers 8 newsletters with affordable or free advertising options. Okay, so we'll look at that. We'll see these free advertising options. If you are a Brightsider, I will look this up and I will share this with you in our Slack channel. So we will, you will know where to pitch your shows, especially if you have like similar audiences. That could be really awesome. The IAB has released its annual ad revenue report for 2020. It's saying here that digital ad revenue grew by 12.2% in the year. The report OS only available for IAB members. A good place for data about audio, the Westwood One Insights blog, which is now available as a newsletter. Big surprise. All right. Let's see what else we got in here. That is it. That is the pod news today. Also coming up today, OnAir Fest is happening. It is a free podcasting conference. It started at 9 a.m. It's streaming live. I am signing up for it right now because I am nosy. I want to know. Also, they've got some like big, exciting names who are in this. If you want to do this too, you go to 2021.onairfest.com/RSVP. I'll also share it in my stories. Founder, company, bright-sided podcasting. And I'm in the good old PST. All right, so Pacific Standard Time, and I have submitted. I am going to learn what is going on at OnAir Fest. Okay, next up. Today at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I am hosting an event called SEO for Podcasters. We are going to be going over newsworthy headlines and optimized descriptions, what you can do to make the most of the limited amount of time that you have to grab somebody's attention with the headline of your show so that one, it's SEO optimized and also like catching on to the news cycle and is going to be interesting to that eyeball, the viewer's eyeball that then becomes a listener. So I'd love if you joined me. I'm going to share a link. Well, the link is in my bio right now. If you reach out to me via DM, I will share a special coupon code with you. So if you want to come, DM me and I'll give you a coupon code. All right. I will see y'all later, especially if you're coming to my event. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day. Bye, guys. All right. Hey, hey. Oh, hello, hello. Bye-bye.